This is a story about a man's life and why it went so wrong, so fast. Born on the 16th day of September, 1982, in Cowansville, Quebec, Canada. Though his name was supposed to be Brandon, he left the womb pissing all over the delivery room. His very religious mother saw this as an omen and decided to name him after the River Jordan from the Bible. As all of his friends moved on to the local high school, Jordan was forced to start his secondary education in the basement of a church. Because his mother promised 2 years of her children's lives to God and believed public high schools were evil. Eventually, Jordan was able to complete his secondary studies with his friends and move on to start his collegiate education. But that did not last long, as the big city offered a multitude of distractions for this small-town young man. He eventually dropped out and joined the workforce. He started his professional career at a packaging plant where they made consumer products like Aveeno, shampoo and deodorant. After 9 years, Jordan decided he would try his luck in the big city again. So he quit his job, moved to Montreal and found a job at the gambling website BetUS.com. But that only lasted a month as Jordan did not like the atmosphere of managing degenerate gamblers. So he left and found a job as a QA tester for EA, but after 2 years with no pay raise, Jordan left EA and joined the Gameloft team. Gameloft was fun for a while, but a shift in management left a sour taste in his mouth, so he moved on to test his skills in the porn industry. No, not as an actor, but rather a technical support agent in MindGeek's call center. After 2 years of helping gross men, Jordan felt it was time to move on, and found a QA job at QA on request. This job was short-lived, as 6 months later, the owner of the company went insane and ceased operations. Luckily, Jordan's livelihood was saved by a Mr. Davey Ward as he started a new company called BBQA and took Jordan under his wing for the past 5 years. Now, let us rewind and get to know Jordan on a more personal level. We will start with his family. Jordan was the second child of Brian and Donna Elston. His older sister, Miranda, was born a year and a half before Jordan. Look at how proud his father looked when Jordan was born. But this sense of pride would not last long, as Jordan quickly developed a dickhead attitude and would often get himself into trouble. We won't get into specifics, given Canada has no statute of limitations, and we would rather not incriminate Jordan any further than he already has himself. Jordan has always been an animal lover. His first dog, Mooney, was his very first childhood best friend. Later on, as an adult, Jordan took on the responsibility of raising 2 Chihuahuas, Bentley and Zoe. They lived a good, happy life, which is a surprise, given Jordan can barely take care of himself. In 2010, 1 year after his father passed away, Jordan channeled the majority of his energy into music, not only as a form of distraction from grieving, but also he saw it as a way to express his emotions in an artistic form. Jordan soon would land a DJing gig at the local pub for their monthly dollar drink night. It was a fun ride for a while, and Jordan, given his narcissistic nature, loved the attention he received. But in the end, playing radio music for local simps instead of being allowed to play his own mixes did not sit well with Jordan. He then decided it was time to focus on recording his own music. His debut track, entitled Never Give Up, was a banger in his opinion, but a flop in reality. His second single, Been a While, was much better in most locals' minds, but it was still clear that Jordan had zero future in the music biz. At an early age, Jordan quickly became interested in sports. His first passion was hockey. And though his high school coach told him he held a hockey stick like a wet noodle, that did not stop Jordan from pursuing his dream to play at a professional level. Of course, that was obviously a pipe dream, because in reality, Jordan's skill level is equivalent to that of a 9-year-old with a broken ankle. Baseball was also an important pastime for Jordan. He even led his local team to multiple championships, while at the same time winning Best Pitcher accolades 5 years in a row. As you can see from his dickhead face in the middle of this photo, Jordan, at a young age, clearly considered himself as the center of attention. He continued to play baseball as an adult, and though it never amounted to anything substantial, Jordan at least got to play in a charity event where he met former Montreal Canadian, Alexei Kovalev. Though Jordan is not the greatest to ever play soccer, he still made the cut to play for the BBQA FC squad. For the purpose of full disclosure, I should mention that there were no skill requirements to make the team, which seemed to work in Jordan's favor. But it was still obvious to everyone that Jordan was the worst player ever to step foot on a soccer pitch. And though it was a rather disappointing season for the club, Jordan at least will always have the fond memories of getting the chance to play with BBQA OGs, Shaky Man, Davy Boy, Gigi Berto and Mr. Piff Paff Poof. Jordan has always loved the great outdoors. And since I am unable to think of any cheeky comments, I found lyrics from one of Jordan's unreleased tracks where he talks about it. So I will read a few bars from his song entitled Wonderful World, while you look at these pictures of Jordan enjoying nature. I'm a country boy. I make noise, with big toys, that only seek to destroy. Wow, that was awful. Another insight into the reason Jordan failed in the music industry. Finally, we come to Jordan's true passion, the frustrating sport of golf. Though I do not have many pictures to work with, given Jordan is a firm believer in people leaving their phones in their bags during a round, I did find a video of Jordan on YouTube where he plays 9 holes. So here is a 7-minute video of Jordan playing a round, accompanied by royalty-free jazz music. I hope you enjoy it, but if you don't, that is perfectly fine, since I did not enjoy watching this myself. I am sorry you had to watch this, but the night before I was making the final edit, Jordan came to my hotel room with a 9-iron and threatened my life. He was clearly intoxicated and said that if I did not include that video in this documentary, horrible things would happen. Again, my apologies.